All right, I'll have to kick those down, but yeah, this is this is the easier way down. All right, what we're going to do is we're going to head down into this chasm, and supposedly that's where the M Cave is. And once I get to something I recognize from Kenny's video, we'll get the camera back out and start taking a look at it. We're at the next kind of identifiable place that Kenny was at, and I want to show you just a little clip of his video. And I have to admit, I actually laughed kind of almost out loud when I first saw this. He talks about looking at these two caves, and I'm going to show them to you and show you his clip. And he says, "Yeah, the cave I'm looking for though is like in shape of the letter M." And kind of hesitates. And the cave he's looking at is like in the shape of the letter M. I'm like, that was weird. Anyway, let's look at his clip real quick, and I'll show you that proof that I'm here. So this is where he's looking at the two caves. I'm getting ready to show you, and where he says that the cave he's looking for looks like the letter M. I thought that kind of looked like an M there. Not sure where we're at. We're at 1539 in this video, if you want to go see it. And these are the two caves he was talking about. And I just tripped too. I think it's because I'm tired, but yeah, Kenny trips right after I do as well. And that's the one that kind of looked like the letter M in his video that I kind of chuckled about. Anyway, let's get down in here a little ways, and I'll try to watch my step because I'm starting to trip and fall too. But we're actually, I think we're getting to the, well, we'll get to the interesting part, because this is where Kenny says the cave is between here and the bottom, which actually is not very far. I mean, it might be steep, but it's not very far. So hopefully we'll be able to find it. Now, he does kind of contradict himself in that at one point he says it's down here, like I think just after this shot of his, is down here. But in another shot earlier, I think in the video, his video, he says it's up high. So that's a little bit harder to work with than just being down here or just being up there. So we'll have to take that in consideration. Now keep in mind, at different times during the day, for the shadows on these rocks up here, they can look totally different. So what might have looked like an M to him at that time of day might look totally different at this time of day for me or for whoever's looking for it. I'm not going to go up any side canyons because he didn't. He just stayed straight on this trail. So this is where he thinks it was, right on this trail. He said he'd been here 2 times before. So I don't see any reason to go off on any side tangents right now. This is the actual point where he's getting ready to descend in the canyon. I'm standing almost where he is now, actually just in front of me when he trips. I don't know if you can see that or not, but hopefully you can. Anyway, let me show you these formations right in front of us. Now, that's where the 2 little caves were, right there, and he looked at that crack right there in the video. So the M cave has to be below us right now. This is where he's walking and he tripped. And you can clearly see that's the same formation that's in his video. So between here and the bottom is the location of the M cave. So we'll have to, take our time, go slow. I don't know if we should go up high or just stay down low, but we'll just play it by ear, okay? Lots of caves though. See all kinds of little ones up there. So we're kind of dropping down into the canyon now. I'm going to take my time and really pay attention to what I'm seeing, looking for the cave. I did notice right here though, see that little hump of dirt? There's no little hump there, but that little hump of dirt and charcoal. So someone had a campfire here since their last big storm that would have washed that away. And they're burning that old wood. So someone camped right in this area not too awful long ago. Okay, let's see if this is the M cave. No, I don't think so. All right. Wow, that's just, man, it'd take forever to climb up there. I don't know if I could even do that today. All right, let's keep going and see what we can see. Hopefully there won't be any snallygassers down in here. I see those are human footprints there, so someone was up here not too long ago. Whew. Very interesting geologic feature there, isn't it? Hopefully we'll see something. Just give me a minute. I'm sure something else will pop up that I want to show you. Yeah, I'm probably another couple of 100 yards down the canyon, and I have not seen anything that had like any substantial type of caves in it. So between here and where we just came from, no chance. That's, of course, that's where we just came from. Let's kind of look around as we go down through here. And see what we can see. You know, I'm looking up high too, because he, you know, did mention it could be up high. But I tell you, I'm very concerned about his directions from here, because he kind of quits talking about it once he gets down into this area. It's another 300, 400 yards in, still going down the canyon, and I'm looking very carefully for any cave that looks like it's deep. I'm not seeing much of anything, although I'm getting into a few more caves here. Now, he did say that, at one point he said it was up there, up higher. Another point he said it was down lower. But during that video, the MK video, he never once mentioned that he was going to have to climb out of this bottom right here. And in fact, he never showed on video that he ever climbed out of the bottom. So I'm just going to stick to the bottom. You know, but I think if it was way up there, he would have said, you know, he had to hike up to it. And I think it's going to be on the bottom if it's here at all. That's an interesting thing right there. Not the M cave, but you can see those two holes up there, and there's another hole right there. It looks like two rocks standing up, which doesn't really look natural to me. That looks like a person put them there. Well, it could have been somebody 20 years ago. It could have been someone 2,000 years ago. But I'm going to get my field glasses out and take a closer look. And if it really still looks like someone put them there, I might go up there and see what we can see. That's why I carry field glasses, so I don't have to hike every time I see something like that. There is a interesting little formation. Looks like an M over there, but it's very shallow. I can look at it with my binoculars and see that it doesn't go back into the hill, and his description was that it was deep. Whew, it's like 20 degrees colder in the shade. It's a little cairn. I never can figure this out, because people do that to mark trails, so you don't get lost on trails. But how could you get lost in this canyon? I mean, it's not like there's a path going up there. I don't see any more going up. Yeah, the little rock cairn was just around there, but there was absolutely nothing up in there. I looked and looked and looked. I mean, you can see a couple little caves, like up in there's a little cave, but, you know, put the binoculars on them and they do not go back. They're not, I mean, you can see the end of them. But this is where the drop-off is. And, yep, it's a little hairy. We're going to have to scramble down this side here, which I guess is what he did. A little hairy than I like, actually. Wait. You know what? I don't know. I'm not sure which way I'm going to go down yet. Looking at the video now, he's coming to the point where it drops off, and that's right where I am now. Now, we're not very far, no more than a few hundred yards, well, maybe 400 or 500 yards from where we first dropped into this canyon. And there's no sign of an M cave. Oh, by the way, the cairn that he mentions in the video, I passed and mentioned. And that's where he sees the sheep, and that's going to be below us. Maybe he'll still be there. All right, I'm going to put you away. But we're going to get down into here. This is like a little slot canyon that goes around. I don't know how much more canyon we have to look in, but we're not going to give up yet. I just got to figure out how to get down here, because there ain't no way I'm walking back the way we just came. Give me a minute. All right, I'm still actually above the drop, but a thought came to me while I was standing there about this cairn right here, and how I say, yeah, people, there's, you know, why would you put it there? Just stay on the trail. Well, typically that would denote either the trail or a change in the trail. So as I'm thinking about that, I think maybe when you're coming down, we need to go off to the side. There's a big drop off right there. Maybe we need to go off to the side and go down, because I think it's going to be actually easier to do that. In the meantime, let's look at this rock. That looks like it's got some type of secret code on it. Yeah, that might be what that is. It might be telling us to veer off here and that we can drop down easier on the side here. He mentioned that one, by the way. That's where the drop off is, and I walked around. It's really rubbly, this like limestone rubble. And it dropped down into a hole that I think will be easier for us to get down than right there. But I'm going to have to turn my camera off so I don't break anything. And I'll let you know how I got down in just a minute. If I get down. Yeah, almost fell. Wowza. All right, I'll have to kick those down. But yeah, this is this is the easier way down. Yeah, so I crawled down through the hole there, which I just showed you, and slid down to here. And except for that, it's going to be really easy because I just have to get underneath that rock and then I'm down. So I just needed to be a little more careful about that kind of thing. Whew. See all that dirt right there and stuff? That's from pack rats. Pack rat nests up in there. And that's all pack rat doo-doo that you don't want to inhale because you can get some bad diseases from that, like hantavirus and things like that. Whew. Glad I didn't fall. So we made it over that ledge there, which actually wasn't that bad. And we got this like little, I guess you could almost call it a slot canyon that we're going to go down. It's not red rock, but there's another drop here. No caves. And cairns. Suspecting that it might be a way on this side, just because I should have looked for a rock cairn, but I didn't. Yeah, it's gonna be a tough one. Oh, she's definitely not going down this way. Wowza. Yeah, that's gonna be a little bit tougher than the what we just came down. Wowza. Right, get out of here. Kind of back out if I can. That actually wasn't very much fun. I mean, it's not that high, but you had to kind of. Oh, that damn geese. I'll have to look at that. See lots of people. I guess that's where people have been going up. That smoothness there. I'm wondering, that's the other way I looked at it. If that path where the cairns were, if maybe it went around the top. Because you go all the way around the top here and drop down below these. I suspect that's what that was all about. Let's go back up and look in this little cave looking thing. See what's up in there. Not expecting a lot, but let's just take a peek. I'm not gonna go up in there because I'm gonna be rattlesnakes and wow, yeah, maybe we will. Let's just go slow. Make sure I know I don't want to get hantavirus. I don't want to get up in there and disturb the soil, but I want to look at it and show you a gigantic rat nest up in there. So it's full of all kinds of nasty. You can see some of the poo right there. So I'm not going to go any deeper than this. Doesn't meet the description of the M Cave though, does it? All right, let's get the heck out of here before we start coughing. That's where the rat cave was. And there's a lot more tracks here. Some of these are fairly fresh. So people came up from the bottom from the other trailhead and probably got to that spot right there and couldn't get up. But like I said, I think we could scramble up there, no problem. So let's continue on down. There's absolutely zero sign of a M cave down in this area. Boy, seems like everything's a drop here, isn't it? Try going the other way. Oh, this could be any better or not. Hoo-yah. Now this is actually, that's actually a lot worse, man. So let's go up around that way. Get out of this canyon a little bit. And we can probably just hike back up a little section once we get back down in there. That drop's just a little too hairy for me right now. I don't want to hurt myself on the beginning of the trip. Well, that's where we left the slot canyon there. And you can see, kind of opens up. I'm trying to get around on the bench here, which I think hopefully we'll be able to do. And once we get back down in the bottom, we're going to go back up the slot until we get to where we just left it, just to make sure the cave's not there. Now I think that Kenny probably just went over that, just jumped over it or something, because he never mentioned coming up here. But it's just a little too dangerous for me today. Woo-wee. Hope we can get back down in there. It's definitely still dropping. A little side canyon here. We'll just put a look to make sure there's no caves over here. Although he did mention it being in a side canyon. That's where I did the last video clip, and it looks like we can get down into the slot canyon pretty easy. Look at that rock just bouncing there. So much I want to go there and just tip it over, but I'm not gonna be like those guys a couple years ago out in the Hoodoo Village or whatever they call it, one of the national parks. They went out there and they tipped all the the formations over that are there, what the park was named after. So they go out there. And Boy Scout, I think they were like Scout Masters, and they go out there and they tip them all over and have a good time. Make a video and post it. They got busted. All right, so I'm back in the canyon bottom. I'm just gonna hike up to that last drop off real quick, just to make sure there's no M Cave. And then we'll head back down. It's actually not very far, it's probably no more than 50 yards. We haven't seen any caves that are even suspicious since we left that upper area where, I mean, it was only a few hundred yards long, really, with our caves. Oh, look at this. Kind of like a protected area. It's really sandy. Why would the black rocks be up there?
Mother Earth, you are my lady, my big round baby. I'll rock you until I go to sleep. She don't care if you're dying, or if you're living, or somewhere in between. Mother Earth, you are my lady.